Hey APUSH teachers, now what I want to share with you today is a tool that I use especially in the second semester. Now this is when writing expectations increase and time really starts to feel tight. I call it 3-sentence history, and the goal here is to have consistent AP style writing without the high stakes of a full DBQ or LEQ. Here's how it works. You simply give students one historical prompt. For example, why did Reconstruction fail? Or why did labor activity increase during the Gilded Age? Or how did the Cold War change US foreign policy? Students respond in exactly 3 sentences, no more, no less. And the sentences are structured very intentionally. Sentence 1 is context. This is where students set the stage. They simply explain what's happening historically before the argument begins. Now, sentence 2 is the claim, and this is their argument. They must answer the question directly. No summary, no fluff, just a clear position. Sentence 3 is evidence. They support their claim with a specific historical example and then briefly explain why it proves their claim. That's it, just 3 sentences. What's powerful here is that we're isolating the thinking skills that we want students to be able to master without overwhelming them with length or structure. What's even better is that it basically requires no setup and has students practicing AP skills in a short amount of time. Now let me explain why this works, especially in the second semester. First, it builds writing stamina and confidence. If you use this regularly, students are still writing, but in a way that feels manageable. They don't shut down in the way that they often do when they see those scary words like LEQ or DBQ. Second, it forces them to focus on things like context, causation, and argument, not just memorization. They quickly learn that just listing facts won't cut it if they can't explain why it happened or why it mattered. Third, it works with any class length. Seriously, this can be a 5-minute warm-up, a mid-lesson check, or an exit ticket. Basically, you don't need to restructure a whole lesson just to use this. Now, here's an example that you could model for your student. The prompt I gave was, why did Reconstruction fail? And a student response might look like this. First, the context. After the Civil War, the federal government attempted to reintegrate southern states and protect formerly enslaved people through Reconstruction policies. Next is the claim. Reconstruction ultimately failed because political compromises and white southern resistance undermined federal enforcement of civil rights. And finally is the evidence. The Compromise of 1877 ended military Reconstruction, allowing southern states to impose Jim Crow laws that stripped African Americans of political and social rights. 3 sentences, clear thinking, and AP-style reasoning. And this activity is extremely flexible across multiple time periods. In the second semester alone, you could use it for things like Gilded Age conflicts, progressive era reforms, New Deal programs, or Cold War decisions. And from a grading standpoint, this does not need to be an added burden. You can spot check for completion, grade 1 sentence only, which is an option that I personally love, or quickly assess claim quality. The point isn't perfection here, it's just consistent historical thinking. If students can repeatedly practice context, a defensible claim, and backing that claim up with evidence, then they can tackle those longer assignments like LEQs and DBQs with confidence. 3-sentence history is small, but it really adds up fast, and that's exactly what students need in the second semester of APUSH. Good luck in the second semester as you prepare those students for that AP exam. Thanks for watching.